Hello everyone, we're back from the fan stands with another video. This is a special video that we're doing, and we've got a special guest with us. Please welcome Ahmed Abdul Hameed. He's joining us from Australia. He's the member of the Inter Milan Supporters Club in Pakistan. And today in this video, as you guys must have guessed it by now, and we're going to cover the Serie A and the Copa Italia, which is due to happen on the 12th of June. And the Serie A is, I believe, about to restart on the 20th. So, welcome, Ahmed. Welcome to the show.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and good day to all my football mates in Australia and in Pakistan. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ahmed Abdul Hameed. Uh, I'm a huge football fan from early 2000. I used to watch football around in 2000, not too much, but I became a proper fan in 2010. I started with supporting Inter before the Mourinho took it to the trouble-winning team. I used to support because I was a big fan of Adriano, the striker, and I was a great admirer of Javier Zanetti. So that's where my love for Inter Milan started. And it has been a very rough journey for us after the trouble. Inter has been struggling a bit in the league and all competition. We have several managerial changes, so it has been a really confusing. The only time we came close in the title was around 2 years ago with Mancini. But I think that his defensive tactics was too much for the Inter to handle. And after that, every manager got sacked until this season that we got the Serie A winner Antonio Conte, and with his tactics, I think in 1 or 2 years we can win the Serie A back and can dethrone Juventus.
Okay, so Ahmed, I'd like to continue from where you and Astan have left off. So since we have the Coppa Italia resuming on the 12th and the
Yes.
13th, I believe Juventus is playing Milan and Inter is playing Napoli, right?
Yeah.
So who do you see are the favorites to progress to the final on the 17th?
Talking about the Napoli and Inter match, as you can see that Inter was at
I think we've lost.
was away, and still Napoli got a win from a Fabian Ruiz goal. And I think Handanovic was injured due to his broken finger. So Pedelli was a goalkeeper, and there was very bit of lack of goalkeeping in that match. So Napoli took advantage of that, and they won the match, even though Inter had several chances through Eris Christensen and Romelu Lukaku and Martinez, but still we couldn't win that match. So I think Inter will take the fight to the Napoli in their stadium, and I hope so I can see an Inter win from that. Even though the disadvantage is there for us, but I still believe as an Inter fan that we can overcome that advantage because all our players are already recovered. Romelu Lukaku is in form. Also, Handanovic is back, and also all our defenders are ready to defend really good. I think.
And what about the other match? What about AC Milan and Juventus? Who do you think is going to win?
Well, I think on form, most of the people would say that Juventus are favorite because AC Milan are still going through that crisis of having new players in their team, and they haven't found a proper gel to where to utilize that player. So yeah, I think in the last 2 to 3 games, I think Stephen Poli, I think he tried to do something about how to break the Juventus, and I think it was a really interesting match. Like Anthony Rubik gave them a breakthrough very early on, and I think many of the AC Milan fans were angry on the Cristiano Ronaldo penalty because they said that last minute penalty because they said it was I think.
No, I think
He simulated that twist and said that AC Milan fans were pissed and said that it would be our win. But I think given the Juventus record in Coppa Italia, I can say it can go either way, but I think I'm still strongly linking towards Juventus because they still have that Cristiano Ronaldo factor and all their injury players, Bonucci and Chiellini is back as well, so they can give them that defensive support as well. So I think I can see a good. It will be a good match, but I think Juventus will come out with a win.
Okay.
Okay, and what about Serie A? I mean, it's going to resume on 20th. Uh, Juventus leads by just a point against Lazio from I think 27 matches, and Inter has played 26 matches. They trail by 9 points. So, do you see Inter somehow miraculously catching up in the title race, or do you think it's just between Lazio and Juventus? And when we talk about Lazio and Juventus, do you think Lazio can dethrone Juventus and give a shock by winning the title?
I think when it comes to Syria, I think the Juventus have an advantage because they already won it like 3 to 4 times. And this season, with the introduction of Conte and new few players, I thought we can give a challenge to Juventus. But I think few matches where we lost to Juventus and few draws have really damaged our point position. So I think this season, I think our even though I'm an Inter fan and don't want to lose hope on Inter, but I think the title race is almost between Lazio and Juventus, and I think because of the lack of pressure. They know their structure. Everyone is in form. Immobile is in form. Luis Alberto is also on form. So I think Lazio can give them a fight. But Juventus are the old players right now, and I think it's going to be down to the wire. But I can see a Juventus title as well, and I can see next season Juventus will be challenged by AC Milan and Inter Milan, and also by Atalanta and Lazio. So it's not going to be a one horse race anymore. It's going to be 5 to 6 teams competing for the title race, and it's going to make a bit interesting.
Okay.
Well, that's
One question.
yeah,
Sorry. One question that I had was, yes, Juventus has a lot of players that are coming back from injury, but a key player on the attacking front, Dybala, was diagnosed with corona. Uh,
Yeah.
and yes, Ronaldo came back and news was out that he's back, the fitness second. But what about the other players? Same goes with Inter as well. Those players, would they be up to the mark, and would results and would gameplay suffer?
I know that because of COVID-19, most of the players had suffered from it, and all quite some players from Juventus were injured. Like most probably, the main injury was of Giorgio Chiellini, and he's back as well. As from our side, it was Handanovic who was injured with with a broken finger, and he was our best player alongside Steven De Vrij and Lukaku. So because of that injury, and we have to play a second goalkeeper, Daniel Pidelli. Because of that, we lost quite some few matches. So because of that, we had Inter and Juventus have defeated us. So everyone is gonna get injured player back, but I think just right now, and
so.
because
So, Ahmed, how do you rate chances of Juventus next season because of the COVID-19? The clubs are going to suffer financially as well. How will Inter recover from that? And there are a lot of rumors that Lautaro Martinez may go to Barcelona, and the option of Inter had was replacing Martinez with Timo Werner, who's a Chelsea-bound player now. If they lose Martinez, then who will Inter go for to replace such a key figure like Lautaro in the
Oh,
team?
well, it's a good question. As you can see, that Timo Werner was linked with so many teams. Most probably, he was linked with Liverpool. Now he has gone to Chelsea. I think Martinez transfer to Barcelona doesn't make sense for me because Barcelona have already spent 120 million on Anthony Griezmann, and I think he's still not played properly at his position because Barcelona already have an aging Suarez, and I think the transfer doesn't make sense for me because they haven't utilized Griezmann in the right place. And also, the president of Inter has demanded more than 110 million for Martinez. So I think Barcelona has been in a very difficult situation right now to have that release clause for us. As for our Inter transfers, I think we have two links. One is about Sandro Toloni. I think he's playing in Borussia. He has decided between Juventus and Inter, and Inter he have given the green light to Inter. So it's a good addition for us because our midfield has been the strongest in between us. So with Barella and Sensi and Brozovic, we can use someone like Toloni to Tonali to have a good midfield. As for the second room, it's about Marash Tambula from Hella Veronas. He's a really good center back. Uh, he's an Albanian defender player. I think he will come to replace the aging Godin because as you can see that Godin hasn't been performing too well in this season because he's an aging lad with 34 years old. So in Conte has been using Bastoni as his replacement. So I think Tambula is going to be good fit for Inter as well, and also
Uh,
Juventus.
and where do you see Ericsson going? Because I've read that Conte might utilize him further up the field, trying to link him with the strikers,
Yeah,
moving from mid.
yeah. It was it's been said that they're going to change the formation, especially for Ericsson.
Yeah, I have read the news that Conte might go for the 3-4-1-2 to accommodate Eriksen in his usual camp position at number 10 because that's where he played really well for Spurs as well when he started his career from here. Also in Ajax, he played really well there. Uh, and I think you can utilize Ericsson on the wing as well, but he's a pure. I think his most good performance has for him to be around. It's either be Lukaku and Martinez, and then behind that will be Eric Christensen, and then we have the three defensive midfielder of Bastoni, De Vrij, and Milan Skriniar. Then on the wings, it's either be Cavendra or Birachi, and in the midfield, I think it's gonna be Barella or Brozovic. It's gonna be a very balanced team and attacking team. So I hope a good intervene from Napoli, but it's gonna be very difficult for us.
Okay. Okay, I think this has been a very good session, Ahmed, although we had some technical difficulties during the session, but I think most of the time it went well. This was, I believe, our first time we were covering Serie A
Yeah,
in video format, although we've been writing a few blogs on it as well. But and thank you, Ahmed, for staying up this late. I
yeah,
believe
no worries.
it's 3 a.m. In
Yeah.
Australia right now. So
So no worries. Always, as you guys are doing an amazing work from as a fan stand because uh, we as a Pakistani really need a football community because our generation has been really interested in football right now, and we need an global interest, and we have to show people that not only Asians are really crazy about football, for football fanatics as well. So I hope you have a really grand opening to the fan stand, and you can call me anytime to discuss Serie A further if we need to.
Definitely.
Sure, will be. It was a very insightful session, and hopefully, we'll also get you on board for the La Liga fixtures and the restart in the near future, as well as the Premier League. So it was very nice to meet you, and thank you for the warm wishes. So, guys, I think that's about it, Hassan. So,
Okay. That's about it. Do remember to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel. And thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, everyone. And Hafiz.
Thank you so much.
thank
Allah
you.
Hafiz.
Hafiz.